Hello everybody, welcome to yet another one of my travel vlogs. My last video vlog was about my ride from Mumbai to Mahabaleshwar, and you're seeing a glimpse of a few portions of that vlog. Mahabaleshwar is a prominent hill station in Maharashtra, lies on the western Ghats, the Sahyadri mountain ranges. If you are coming from the Konkan side, you will get the Pratapgarh fort on the route, the historical fort which led to the rise of the Maratha Empire and also for Chhatrapati Shivaji. So after a one-day ride starting from Mumbai, reaching Pratapgarh Fort, visiting the place but not seeing it completely, I reached Mahabaleshwar by the evening, took a room, and this is my next day, my second day in Mahabaleshwar really, setting off for some sightseeing. Now let me give a small introduction to this vlog, the contents of this video. First, I'm doing a round of Mahabaleshwar, a few of the viewpoints to see in Mahabaleshwar. So in Mahabaleshwar being a hill station, there are a number of solid viewpoints, very beautiful viewpoints, but especially if you're coming during the monsoon and just after the monsoon. But I went there during the March end, so it was start of the summer season and most of the places were like dry and arid. But a few of them look very beautiful, even during the March period. Now, after seeing this, all these viewpoints, I was there in the place for about 2 days. Went to a lot of places. Then I went to Mysore and to Ooty. So this vlog contains my ride from Mahabaleshwar to Mysore as well. So in total, this video is about 25 minutes long, and the contents are like first about 5-10 minutes is the viewpoints of Mahabaleshwar. I'm giving an explanation of the viewpoints, the various places to go, the things to do and all that. And then my ride from Mahabaleshwar to Mysore. Now let me start. This is one of the first places I visited. This is the Connaught Peak or Connaught Viewpoint. It is not a very famous place in Mahabaleshwar. If you go, there are a lot of other famous places, but I especially like this place, and I'm giving almost a complete picture of this place, the videos I captured while going there. The thing that I liked about this place is that it has got a small trek to the top of the mountain, and probably it is for that reason that not many people visit here. So if you go up to the mountain, you can see a good view of the Sahyadri mountain ranges, the western Ghats. There is in fact an abandoned kind of building, a 4-storied or a 3-storied structure over there. It's probably built for the tourists to come and see the place, to have a higher viewpoint from above the mountain peak itself. But I think it seems to be abandoned, and the viewpoints from here are good. You can get a view of the Krishna river which originates from Mahabaleshwar, and also there is a small truck, and it is slightly away from the main road. You have to take a small short road beyond the main road. The next things to see in Mahabaleshwar, as I explained in my previous vlog, are the strawberry farms. As I explained in my previous vlog, the strawberries in Mahabaleshwar have a geographical indication tag. They have got a GI tag, so there are a lot of strawberry farms here. So you can buy these strawberries, and there are a lot of strawberry related products like strawberry ice cream, strawberry milkshakes, a lot of innovative products with strawberry. These strawberry farms also have a lot of resorts within the farm itself, so probably you can get to have a stay within the farm, find out how it is cultivated, the method of production, and the reason for it getting the GI tag, the geographical indication tag. Apart from the strawberry farms, the other things to see are the viewpoints. There are a lot of viewpoints here because it is a hill station. And one recommendation I would give to everybody is to come to Mahabaleshwar during the monsoon when it is raining, or just after the rains, because it is probably at that time that these places will be much greener. Now this is one of the prominent viewpoints. This is the Savitri point. It is from here that the Savitri river, which flows westwards to the Konkan region, originates. I would say the origin point is nothing much to see. It is kind of an imaginary point from where it is assumed that a river is originating. There was a slight flow of droplets of water coming out of the ground, and that is considered as the origin point. Now there is also a point where the Krishna river starts, and now the Krishna river flows eastwards. It flows all the way through Maharashtra, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, and goes to the Bay of Bengal. The other one, the Savitri River, flows westwards to the Konkan region and it goes to the Arabian Sea. Now this is another viewpoint which is very close to Savitri Point. It is called the Arthur's Point. It is in the name of an Englishman. The place where this gentleman's wife and his children drowned in the Krishna River. So that is the myth or the story behind this point. It is said that Mr. Arthur, who was probably with the British East India Company or the British Raj, used to come here and look at this point and stay at this point because he lost his wife and children. So that is the story behind this viewpoint. It looks beautiful, and as I said before, it would look much more beautiful probably during the monsoon period when it rains, or just after the monsoon period, because all these places looks barren, it looks dry, not much grass or greenery. So if you come after the monsoons, it should look much beautiful with a lot of green cover. This is the Vina Lake. There is some boating and all things over there, and if you see closely, there is not much water over there because once again this is the start of the summer season. Not much water in the Krishna River and all the other places as well. This is another viewpoint called the Elephant Point. It is in the form of an elephant trunk, or the elephant's trunk, if you see closely, so that you can see probably a distance away from the point. Now on top of the point itself, like here, this is the Elephant Point. So from here you're not able to see the trunk of the elephant, like the viewpoint which looks as if the trunk of the elephant. You have to be a bit far away from that point to actually see the elephant trunk. The photos that I took of these places have not come out correctly, mainly because all of them or most of them have been overexposed. And the reason for that, one of the thing is my fault. I didn't put the settings on my DSLR correctly. The other thing is that you should go to all these places during the sunrise or the sunset. So if you go during that golden hours, or like early in the morning or towards the evening, you get a much better view, you can get much better photographs of these places. Now I was in Mahabaleshwar for about 2 days, and this is my third day. I am setting off from Mahabaleshwar towards the south to Ooty, to reach Ooty. And on this point and on this road again, there are beautiful viewpoints to see, but not like the ones on the western side, or when you're coming from the western side to Mahabaleshwar. There are much more beautiful places. This one is a short downward sloping road. You climb down from the mountain, from the top of the mountain, to reach the plateau. Now I did visit almost all the places in Mahabaleshwar over my 2 days, but in this short 6 to 8 minutes, I have not shown the entire the entire places to see in Mahabaleshwar, because a lot of other travel vloggers have detailed them in very detail in both Hindi and in English and in other languages, and I think they have done a much better job. And also for the fact that some of my photos have been overexposed, so I am not putting all of them here. The main places to see in Mahabaleshwar, apart from the ones that I have already shown, are the Vina Lake. So you get to do some boating over there. There is a large strawberry garden, the Mapro garden, and while coming from the western side, you get the Pratapgarh Fort, which is a must-visit place. Then there is, of course, the Elephant's Head Point. There is also a place called the Mini Kashmir, but I think it will look a lot like Kashmir after the monsoon season. Then there is a Parsi Point, or the Bombay Point, I think. Then other points, few of the smaller or lesser known points, I would say, are the Babington Point, Lordwick Point, of course the Connaught Peak that I showed the first time, then the Arthur's Seat, Bombay Point. There are, I think, a few small waterfalls, but I didn't go there. Those are the, I think, Chinnaman's Falls or something like that, Dobi Waterfall, and a few temples as well in Mahabaleshwar, especially Old Mahabaleshwar, that is the Lord Mahabaleshwar temple. So those are the things to see in Mahabaleshwar. So if you're going there, a lot of things are there to see. The best time to visit, I would say, is during the monsoon or just after the monsoon, when it is much more green over there. But I also think that Mahabaleshwar is open throughout the year. That is, you can visit the place throughout the year because the climate on the hill station is much more stable. It doesn't have too high temperatures during the summer season and too cold temperatures during the winter season. I think the maximum temperature probably during the summer could be up to about 30 degrees. So it is not very hot compared to other places in India during the summer. And during the winter, it is probably maybe about 15 degrees Celsius on an average. So it is not very cold as in the other hill stations like in Ooty or other places that I've gone to. Due to the nature of the place, being a hill station, Mahabaleshwar has a lot of viewpoints. You get to see the western Ghats, the Sahyadri mountain ranges, and so these viewpoints are the most interesting places to visit in Mahabaleshwar. Now, the best times during the day to visit these viewpoints are during the early morning period. Like if you go there during the sunrise time, it is best. Now, if you can also go to these viewpoints during the sunset time, so towards the evening. But I would say these two are the time periods to go to these viewpoints to enjoy these viewpoints rather than the noon period, especially if you're going there during the summer. I think there is a sunrise point and also a sunset point in Mahabaleshwar, so better try to plan your journey, plan your trip or plan your tour at Mahabaleshwar to go to these places during the morning time or during the evening time. So those are the things about Mahabaleshwar. There are a lot of things to say about the place, but I'm going to cut short it. Now this is me on my way back to, or rather me going towards the southern part of India, towards Karnataka and then to Ooty, Tamilnadu. So that is my right plan, and this total distance from Mahabaleshwar to Ooty, up till Ooty, is about 1000 kilometers on this highway. So this is the highway which all the way goes, which takes you to Bangalore and again probably to Chennai. So I'm going up till Davanegere, which is in Karnataka, and from there I'm going to take a deviation. Up until that place, up until Davanegere, this highway looks almost like this. It's mostly 6 lane. There are a few places where there is only 4 lane. But most of the other things about this highway are almost the same. You get almost the same kind of viewpoints. Nothing much to see except a few places like this. There are few accidents, a lot of people gathered together to see what is going on. Other than that, it is completely a boring experience. Nothing much to see on these highways. It's completely flat, straight roads. You just don't have to do anything else apart from keeping your hand on the accelerator. If you're taking this route, that is, if you're starting from Mahabaleshwar going towards south, you initially climb the mountain, down the mountain to reach a place called Satara, from where you get this highway. This highway goes all the way up till Chennai, I think. So from Satara, you next reach Kohlapur, which is an industrial center in Maharashtra, a major industrial town, which is slightly more congested, a lot of traffic. Apart from that place, the traffic thins down. Now this place I have entered, in fact, Karnataka, and I think this is somewhere near to Belgaum, where there is heavy traffic because it is a dual carriage. There is only a 2-lane road at this place. So just about somewhere near Belgaum, Dharwad area, I think. This is Belgaum, I think. So this place for a few kilometers, maybe about 10-15 kilometers or so, it is like this. It is just a 2-lane road. So this place is much more accident prone. Beyond this place, you get mostly 4-lane roads and even 6-lane roads. But I usually try to avoid this kind of long, irritating, boring highways because there is nothing much to do on these roads, just to keep on to your accelerator, nothing else. The views on both sides of the road are similar, similar kind of small towns, not many villages. So those are the things you get to see on this highway. And I try to avoid these long, unending, boring highways because whenever I've taken internal routes in my previous rides, I get to see much more beautiful, much more touristic points. Like when I was in Nepal, I went through internal roads, and that was a beautiful experience. Then before that I was going from Darjeeling to Gangtok, and that was also a beautiful experience. Now this is the end of my first day's ride from Mahabaleshwar. I've reached Davanegere in Karnataka. I took a room. This room again, I got it cheap. I think it was an AC room. I got it for about 1,000 rupees. So the place was good. The hotel was good, well maintained, good service, and this is my next day. I'm starting from Davanegere, the main town, and from Davanegere, I'm not going to take the Bangalore highway, or I'm only going for a few short distance on the Bangalore highway, and I'm going to take a right turn towards Mysore. In the direction of Mysore, I'm going to do a shorter road rather than going to Bangalore. I'm going towards Mysore. So this, from here onwards, I'm going to leave the highway, the main highway, the 4-lane highway or the 6-lane highway as it is going to Bangalore. If I had gone on that road, it would have been much more boring, the same kind of experience like unending straight roads. I've been to that road and it is boring. But this one, I got to see a lot of villages, small towns, completely different kind of experience from my first day's ride. This day my plan is to reach Ooty in Tamilnadu, and I think the distance total is about 500 kilometers. This route, it is not a straight route. There is a lot of twists and turns, and you have to ask for directions even though you have Google Maps. So this route goes through districts of Shivamogg, Chikmagalur, Hassan, then Mysore, and from there to Gundalpet, the Bandipur Tiger Reserve, and then to Ooty. My plan was not to stop anywhere, even though the viewpoints here are slightly more interesting. It looks much more like my home state, like Kerala. You got a lot of palm trees, small villages, all those. The geography of the place is giving me something of an experience of riding through Kerala. But I didn't stop anywhere except for taking food and drinks and all that, because this is almost the summer season and it is getting hot, and so I wanted to get to a slightly colder place, which was Ooty. Usually in these interior roads you get to see slightly more interesting places and things to see. That is my experience overall, because whenever I've taken or whenever I've deviated from longer highways, the places look much more interesting. The people are much more friendly, although there are downsides like going through these small villages, which is more congested. You cannot go at a fast pace. Now, one example is this place. I'm not sure the name of the place, but this is a historical site, I believe. There is an old historical structure there, probably a temple. Karnataka has got a lot of these old historical structures or temples, mostly temples, and a few mosques as well. So on the route, this one was a historical site I saw. I didn't stop there, like I just stopped there for 5 minutes, that's all, and I didn't enter the place. It was a mistake, I think. I should have gone there. I don't know the name of the place or the name of the building, but I think it is maintained by the ASI, the Archaeological Survey of India. So it is some kind of a historical place of huge importance. Some might say these roads are prone to more accidents because the roads are narrow. They are only 2-lane roads with no dividers in between. This is one accident. Probably the lorry lost control and is in the ditch now. But I would say the accidents are more common on the longer, like fast lane highways, because on those roads you are much more, or you tend to be more careless than on these shorter narrow roads. And my experience is that these shorter narrow roads have people with going at much more friendly pace, not very careless. The other negative about these places is that some of the places are not completely tarmacked. So a few places you get with bumpy roads. And the other thing is that food on these roads, you cannot get the things you want to eat, because these are interior roads. You do not get like dhabas or something which you usually get during the highways. Even in slightly larger towns, you get to have slightly larger towns, but not very big ones on this road. you get to see hotels and restaurants with local kind of food, not the food which you intend or which you would like to take. So that is one negative which I experienced. But again, you get to have a feel of the kind of the culture of the food of all these places, even though may not be to your interest. Apart from the cultural aspects, you also get to know the economic elements, like here, a line of lorries to take water from this place. So this place is probably have a abundance of water, and there is also a nearby place could be with scarcity of water, and that will give you an indication of the economy. Most of the places with abundance of water are more prone to agriculture. So here there is a lake, and almost all the places nearby have been cultivated. But while I was coming, there were like dry, arid places which had very less crops, no palm trees or anything like that. But here on the left side, you have the palm trees, and on the right side, there was the lake. As I said before, if you are on these kinds of roads, there is an increased probability of you getting places which are less touristic but much more interesting. So if you go much more interior areas than these kind of normal roads, this is a main road of going through all these places. But if you go interior towards the interior areas, you are more prone to get like temples and other historical sites, because those things are very much in abundance in Karnataka. That is my experience. Even before I started this vlog, I used to travel a lot, and my experience is that you go to a place and ask the local people for directions or like places to see, and they can give you a much better guidance about things to see, interesting sites, interesting places, trekking areas, historical sites, temples, viewpoints and all that. One such ride I did was after reaching Ooty. So this ride I am going to Ooty. I was there for 2 months. I stayed there for 2 months, and from Ooty I set off another ride to North India up till Mumbai. So in that ride I took almost the Western Ghats as my route and direction. I almost went through Western Ghats starting from Madikeri in Coorg area, almost all the way up to Ratnagiri. On that route, you have well-known historical and touristic places like the Jog Falls, a lot of temples, a lot of waterfalls and all that. But there are also very little known places like small waterfalls, but much more interesting than the sites which are more frequented by the tourists. So those vlogs will be coming in my future vlogs, in my future videos. In fact, my next vlog video will be my ride from Ooty to Madikeri. I'm not going to show places in Ooty, which is a major hill station in South India, because there has been a lot of travel vlogs done by a lot of people about the place, going to the place, the viewpoints and things to see around the place and all that. Now, in fact, this travel vlog I'm going to stop somewhere close to Mysore. So I'm not going to show all the way up to Ooty, because I reached Mysore, and a little bit afterwards, it was towards the evening, my GoPro batteries gave away. So this vlog I'm going to stop somewhere near Mysore. Overall, my experience of this route, the roads are in very good condition. They are very well tarmacked, machine tarmacked, and there are only very few places, especially in like small villages, where there is the bit of bumpy roads you get. But this route is not very straightforward. You have to ask for a lot of directions from a lot of people, even if you have the Google Maps with you. So I was constantly asking for directions to go, and they were in fact giving me much better ideas or guidance to take shorter routes to reach the place, much better than the route provided by Google Maps. But some of the roads which they gave me, those the local people will direct you to go take a left, take a right, and you will reach that place. From there it is easy to go. But some of those roads were not very well. If you take the route provided by Google Maps, that is going to be a fantastic road, mostly better tarmacked roads. But you cannot rely entirely on Google Maps for the entire time. It is a mixed bag. Sometimes the routes provided by the local people are better than Google Maps. Sometimes the ones by Google Maps are better than the others. Now this place I have reached the Bangalore-Mysore highway, which is I think it is on an expansion right now. Here I have reached Mysore. This is the ring road surrounding Mysore, so I did not enter Mysore. Overall, this trip which I started from Mumbai going to Mahabaleshwar, from there all the way to Ooty, has been a mixed bag. I did see a lot of interesting places, especially in Mahabaleshwar, and also on the route from Davanegere up till Mysore, because that was a new route I took. I have never taken this route previously. So I'm going to stop this vlog just about here. As I said before, my next video will be about my ride from Ooty to Madikeri, and thereafter going from Madikeri all the way to north up till Mumbai. So as everybody says, I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, then please hit that like button, and also as everybody says, try to support me by subscribing to my channel, because a lot of videos and vlogs are coming up, especially my ride through the Western Ghats going from Madikeri to Dharmasthala to Jog Falls, then my travels to Hampi. So all those videos are coming up. I'm going to give a link to my next video here. Also there is a link to my previous travel vlog. Also there is a link for subscribing to my channel. So that is all for now. Thank you for watching.